There's been some talk recently about conversion therapy, so-called therapy. Often young, often vulnerable, gay, lesbian and trans people are persuaded that they can be converted from being gay to being heterosexual, or from being trans to being no longer trans. Now, if you're watching this and you're heterosexual, you'll know perfectly well that nobody persuaded you to be heterosexual. It's just the way you were born. And it's the same with me. I was born gay. Nobody persuaded me to become gay. Now, I once filmed for the BBC a documentary and included a section on conversion therapy. And I filmed a session where a Protestant pastor who was completely untrained and unqualified was trying to convert a vulnerable young man.
It's only when we discover various truths through counselling that negativeness changed to positiveness, and it helps us to put our shoulders back and realise, yes, we are a complete man created by God.
And I asked him why. Why was he doing this? And he explained his own son had been gay. He'd practiced conversion therapy in his own son, and his own son had committed suicide. And he showed me the letter that his son had written. He'd gone into his car, connected up the hose pipe and the exhaust to the inside of the car, and as his life drained away, his writing trailed off in the suicide letter. And I said to the pastor, why did you not, amidst the grief, feel some shame and resolve that you would lead a different life and stop this abuse of young men? But instead, he'd redoubled his efforts and targeted yet more vulnerable young men. He was an abuser and he needed to be stopped. So when people tell you that you can freely choose to go to conversion therapy, that's not true. The people who end up at conversion therapy sessions are often the most vulnerable in society, and invariably they're bullied into it by parents or by religious leaders who think there's something wrong with being gay. We have to ensure that conversion therapy, so-called, for either gay people or trans people, is made illegal. It's the kind and just thing to do.